Jeffrey Epstein operated in New Mexico for 26 years before his death in federal custody. But, for reasons unknown, the federal government halted a state investigation and never seized his properties here. No accountability, no investigation, until now.
The Truth Commission itself is meant to look into piecing together a story about what his operation was, why he chose New Mexico, what he was doing here, what went on, how did that happen.
Andrea Romero is the chair of a newly created special investigative committee of the New Mexico House of Representatives called the Survivors Truth Commission, whose purpose is to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch outside of Santa Fe.
When we were sort of thinking about how would this commission run, one of the things that we decided was that it should only be in the House, because even our Senate colleagues may have relationships with folks that are of interest to us. We're quite new members of a political body, of a legislative body. This is too important to get wrong when we're talking about the criticality of all of these victims who are out there, regardless of partisan affiliation. New Mexico Department of Justice has just reopened a criminal case. I don't know the span of that case at the moment. Part of what we're combining efforts to understand, even in the last few weeks of what has been released by the Federal Department of Justice data drop, was that this merits a current criminal case. Anything that would be a current criminal case would fall under the purview of the New Mexico Department of Justice. We do not want to compromise their efforts to get the bad guys right now. We know about the allegations of sex abuse, sex trafficking. We just raised the statute of limitations on second-degree sex abuse and sex crimes in our last legislative session. So that law will likely come into effect July 1st when the governor signs that bill. Why do we have a statute of limitations when something happened to you, when you're finally ready to come forward and tell folks about that and seek the justice that you deserve? So we haven't yet issued any subpoenas, and we're sort of sifting through lists of folks, people of interest, victims that we know want to go on the record, witnesses that we know we need to get in contact with. We're hoping before we have to file any subpoena that they're willing to just come and talk to us.
What's your ideal outcome for this commission's work?
Really critically important to get it right. So the best outcome, I would say, is that survivors who are still seeking their justice today, they get it. They go to a court of law where they can present their case and get the justice that they've deserved all along.
The commission has not yet launched its website and tip line. Its initial report is due in July, and its final report is due by the end of the year. At 11 a.m. this Sunday, International Women's Day, Women's March New Mexico will rally in caravan to the gates of Zorro Ranch to demand full release of the files and accountability for every co-conspirator.